Alrighty, well, welcome everybody this week, actually, to Divine Oracle readings and also spiritual messages from Eva and myself, with also live discussions. Tonight's discussion, though, we're going to be talking about actually my weekend away, which is spiritual weekend, and I bet Eva's got a lot of questions for me. I know Eva was there while we were live with her, actually on the Chi Mon. So we do say thank you very much, Eva, for being with us, with Trevor and myself. Actually, we were on the Chi Mon. So, alrighty. So what we're going to do is we're going to just talk a little bit, and then we're going to wait for everybody to send in their questions. But Eva, how was your week, though?
Hot, humid, and busy. I had 3 days of physical therapy. That was a lot, and the rest of the time I was just with the heat. I don't do well with heat, humidity. Although in Arizona, I don't have a problem at all. So it's not the heat; it's the humidity.
Yeah. Well, for us, though, right where we were, the weather was approximately 34, 35, and that there is actually within Celsius. So what we got to do for all of our American friends, so times by 2 plus 32, that's the temperature. So that's the best way how to do it. All right, so it looks like that we have Cheryl, actually, and welcome, Cheryl, so far. Yes. All right, so again, though, Eva and I, we've got large readings tonight, and also we're going to be talking about, actually, it was my trip actually to Northern Ontario. For those that don't realize, so that we're actually in Southern Ontario right now, but we did travel to Northern Ontario. And again, those Eva was live with us a little bit, actually, while we were on the ship. We were doing live FaceTime with her. So, and you were saying, Eva, about the water. How was the water for you?
What you lost? I only caught part of it.
All right. Well, you're right when we were live with you, actually on the FaceTime. Right?
Yes.
You were checking out the water, sort of scenery.
How did the water want to be?
Yeah. So again, those we do say, well, go ahead.
It's a great. Just mumbling.
Yeah. All right. So this week, though, just before we go in, anybody that's live, though, always check us out every Friday night. We're live here at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Check out for more information. Actually, underneath the links are down below. Eva does live readings, so do I. And tonight, they'll type in your questions. But Eva, let's get going actually on a reading. So we're going to do what we normally start on. It's each other.
Wow. The 3 cards up were the 10 of coins, 8 of cups, and the Knight of Pentacles. Excuse me. I think the last time I gave you the same kind of I had the same kind of a feel to it. You're reaching an end of the situation or an end of the cycle, end of the cycle. And you are now getting ready to begin new. You're going to have to leave some things behind, whether you want to or not, because as you move into this new phase of your life, what is part of this life is not going to make sense in the next cycle. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And then I get the Knight of Coins. And the Knight of Coins, I'm not sure what I'm picking up from that, because it's almost like as you move into this new phase, you're going to have an epiphany, which is going to turn a whole different, turn your life around. That's what I'm trying to say. You haven't had the epiphany yet. The trip that you took this weekend is to influence. I think you're already starting to see things in a different light. And because of that, you're going to start looking more and more into what these images, these visions, these dreams, whatever. And by the time you're finished with this, which is probably going to be between 3 and 6 months, you're going to come out as a new person. You're going to have a whole different set of values, a whole different set of values, ethics, whatever you want to call them. And it's not going to happen until next year, though. You still have a little time, because you've got to put away the old toys, so to speak. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you got. That's what you got last week, which was awesome. At least it's showing again this week.
Yeah, so they're yelling at you something. And the last card I pulled up is the Hanged Man. So again, the changes. When I see the Hanged Man, I quite often think of, an ending. Okay, so it's there. But I also think it gives you a whole different viewpoint, because you're hanging upside down. Okay?
Yeah.
Hangman. A different perspective. I don't know that your physical aspects of life are going to change all that much, but your values, the way you think about things, it's going to change. It's going to be a big change, but it's a good change. And I'm seeing that you're going to move into areas that you'd never thought you would be into.
Okay.
And again, that's a ways down the road. That's a ways. It's not going to happen all at once. And I have found, and I speak from ancient wisdom that I have acquired, because I'm an ancient wisdom giver, or whatever you want to call it, because I'm old. Anyway, I have found that as you get older, when you hit these epiphanies, it's not like you change physically, you change your physical aspect of things, but you change inside, in your mind, in your spirit. Sometimes it's even more, it rattles your cage a lot more than a physical change. It's just something that I observed and experienced.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Sounds awesome.
The old lady's going to sit down now.
So, well, it sounds awesome. All right, so Eva, the cards I drew for you this week, though. All right, I'm gonna try tarot. Like, for those that sort of know, I'm not fully experienced with tarot, so just bear with me for a little bit. But I want to start doing the tarot nowadays. So the first card I got for you was 9 of Cups. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So with the 9 of Cups, so this one here, it's basically somebody that's actually outside of their world's atmosphere. They're actually in space, though. They're relaxing. So basically, those with the 9 of Cups, though, is you're a higher level than anybody else. You're actually working on your goals that you need to work actually on. But again, those you're higher. The next one I got for you, Eva, is the 6 of Swords.
6 of what?
6 of Swords.
Okay.
All right. Ooh. So the 6 of Swords, so for those that are tuning in right now, it shows the picture actually of the person just traveling down the boat, with the boat down the stream. All right. They're trying to reach the goal, what they need to get to. So even though that the last card was cup, like 9 of Cups, all right, and this is 6 of Swords. What it's showing, though, is so that with what you've been working on with those tarot cards and the oracle cards, all right, you will get them, but it's going to take a little bit longer than what we kind of figured. The next one, though, I got, though, is the 5 of Cups here. So with the 5 of Cups, though, basically, those what I'm actually getting for these ones, though, is don't worry about it. Things have fallen. Things have done damage. But you always have things standing always up for you. You're always going to be able to get what you need done. So clean up, basically, not physically or verbally, but sort of clean up for what you've done, pick up, and continue on with what you actually have left. The last one I got, though, and it's a 10 of swords, but the 10 of swords are upside down.
Reversed.
Yeah. So normally those 10 of swords actually calm down though. All right. And so don't worry about it. Everything else. This one here that you have to worry exactly for what you're working on. So that you can actually be able to get your achievement actually achieved. Especially with all the spiritual stuff. All right. I know though that just recently I think it was your uncle though that you just lost just recently last year. But don't worry, things are gonna be fine with that. But the thing though is you have to pick up and keep on moving, even though the swords are actually upside down. All right. Again, those pick up and move on forward. So that's what I got for you. So yeah. All right. So
what's
we
the
do
deck
have
you're using?
actually the deck I'm using though. The title is called Gay Tarot Card.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the ones I'm using. Yeah.
I have. Go ahead.
No,
you'll be amused by this. You know, I do tarot. Rarely do oracle. Although I'm told I use tarot deck like most people do the oracles. Okay. It's time for clean up, like you said, and I got to clean under my bed. I found 2 oracles. One is angels, and I can't remember what the other one was. I'm adding them right now so that next time together, I will have them here for you. So you can see what they are. Is the Oracle of the Angels, and I can't remember what the one is. I apologize.
That's all right.
But I think you'll find them interesting. And when you held up, what is it, the 6 of Swords, where they're on the river?
Yeah.
Can I tell you, I try not to read the cards when anybody else is reading them, but when you put that up, all I could think of is da 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 da, you know, playing banjos.
Yeah.
For deliverance.
Yeah.
I'm bad.
Yeah.
I'm bad.
So anyway, so Cheryl's actually still in. So welcome, Cheryl. Again, though, for anybody else that actually like to get readies, please type in your questions. Cheryl has a question though. What messages are coming in for her from the cards?
Hallmark.
So, not the Hallmark. So again, no, that's good for Cheryl. Cheryl wants to know what messages are coming in from the cards for her. All right. All right. And Eva, if you're ready, I'm going to let you go, love. And
Hey, let me get the cards up here. Ooh,
yeah, no problem.
Oh. Okay. Excuse me. First card I pulled up was the Queen of Cups. Second card I pulled up was the Knight of Coins. And the third card was the King of Rods or Wands. So you have the messenger here. It's just a matter of how you want to interpret them. The Queen of Cups, I always kind of look at her as a quiet bitch. I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you. But I mean that in a positive way. She is not a woman to be cross, much like you. And the guides are telling you, keep up the good work. As I said, you're the kind that don't cross Cheryl. Warning. But you don't use your abilities for the good. You've always been helpful. You've always been the kind who takes the extra step to help the new person at work. And when you're a friend, you're a good friend, but cross you, because you are the kind that would say that I don't need this. And you don't do you don't do willy-nilly. They have to do something pretty serious. to cross you. The Knight is telling me that you are one that goes out, finds, and helps. Again, the helping of the people, and you have a tendency to, I don't say wear your heart on your sleeve, but people know where you stand on certain things, and don't, they respect it. Don't not respect it. That's not what I want to say, but they respect who and what you are. King of Rods, King of Wands, he kind of balances with the Queen of Cups. He's very stable, very, or I'm trying to think of the word and I'm not doing very good. I apologize. As I say, he balances it where he softens the edges of the Queen, the Queen's emotions. And are you a Gemini? Can you type in if you're a Gemini or not?
Cheryl, are you a Gemini? If you can type it in, that would be wonderful, please.
Just curious. I don't normally do a lot with the astrology.
Just right now, waiting for her to type it in.
Anyway, like I say, the kind of balance the Queen. There's a certain amount of harshness sometimes about the Queen of Cups, but the King is balancing it. She is water, he is a fire. So the two work together to produce hot stuff kind of thing. And the last card that I, which is the Four of, reflecting Four of Cups. Messages are always given to you. You don't always pay attention because you're so busy with other things that are important. I get to have dreams where the message is giving. Please start keeping a journal because you will develop your own symbols. You already have developed your own symbols. Begin to understand them. Also, I don't know if you do any reading of your own cards or not. That's up to you. But you will develop your own symbols, your own interpretations, and what they mean and what they are saying to you. It never ceases to amaze me when I start doing where I do a daily read, a 3-card daily read, how these symbols start interacting and telling me more than what I was not picking up on and giving me that little bit of edge. So there again, if you do want to get into reading the cards or you do read the cards, it's something to try. Again, your dreams are going to give you your messages from your spirit. You are very close to your spirit guides. Your spirit guides are very right with you all the time, and you are aware of them. So there you go. Your turn.
Yeah. All right. So she did type in. She is actually June 21st.
Ooh, a cusp baby. Okay, yeah, I can see the Gemini, but then she also has the Cancer, the crab. It's like, oh, okay. The twins, the two personality. That's these two are, they balance each other. But you all have the Cancer. No matter how you say it, Cancer is not a good. Cancer or the crab.
I know where illness is.
No illnesses, but there's the other, the third one. That's why it fits so well. Okay, so there you go. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
All right, so Cheryl, what I actually drew for you, I did do the tarot and also the oracle. So I did both tonight, but the first that I did for you, which was actually the oracle cards, and I'm using the animal cards. So the first one I got was ego and the spirit. So pull that one up for you so you can see that a little bit better right there. And the first card though, actually I got for you, which is actually trusting your higher self, right? So you basically, you basically always have to trust in your higher self, even though that people may be knocking you down. Trust in your higher self. You can actually stand there and actually be able to actually say, hey, this is the way I am. This is the way I'm going. That's the best way. The next one I got for you, though, is hummingbird, right? And it's joy. And this one here is lighten up. So sort of like what Eva was sort of saying, though, it actually sort of does work with that one. But it's just lighten up, though. Basically, though, is bring the joy more into you. So that way you're doing it right there. She just typed in bang on reading, Eva. The next one, though, I got for you, Cheryl, right after the hummingbird, though, is the seal. All right. And so is impress yourself and take proper action. So right there is the seal. So impress yourself and take proper action. So that you can actually be able to go forward altogether. The last one I got for you, all right, is the beaver. Right? Go ahead and just do it. So whatever is blocking you, you need to be able to just go forward and don't let things knock you down. Just go ahead and do it. That's what close those readings for the animal cards. Those, like I said, though, I got the. Go ahead, Eva.
I have to tell you, you brought up the eagle card.
Yeah.
I just looked out the window and there was an eagle flying by on the wind, just doing just like that.
Yeah.
Just like that. We have eagles in our area here, and periodically we will see them standing in the field, but this one was flying. And I mean, it's like I looked there and then I looked, I was, oh my God. So you tell her she really has spirits working with her. She has a lot of talent. She just doesn't want to psychic abilities, and she just doesn't want to tune into them yet, but that's okay.
Yeah. So there, you just got that from Eva, and your first card was the eagle. So again, we're going to go back to the tarot cards. Thank you very much, Eva. And I got a story about eagle, which is awesome. And it was basically my producer Trevor that actually saw this eagle. So again, what we're going to be going though is we're going to go actually with the tarot cards. So the first one I'm starting though is the priest. All right, and with the priest though, you can see the two gentlemen holding hands, but that's basically those to do with your twins again. All right, so your twins again is what Eva was picking up. So yeah. Just one little sec. Cat going after the screen door again, so I do apologize. So again, the twins is to do with the priest. Again, those with the two people. All right, trying to figure out which way it balanced. So with the yin yang. The next one though I got for you though is Ace of Swords, and it is the first card. So it is sticking upwards, which is wonderful. All right. Most people think the card sticking up though is actually always, some of them are negative, some of them are, but this one here is a positive one. You can sort of see the magician hat. So the way you're actually working actually on yourself, and it says it shows the one sword, so that way it's actually you. You didn't need to work actually on yourself and be able to go forward. The next one that I got for though was actually the Ace of Coins. All right, and that's there to do with the funds. All right, you're gonna be able to get the funds coming in, or somebody that's having some troubles with the funds. Funds are gonna be able to come in for them, but it's strongly basically for you is where the funds are gonna be coming in for. The last one I got for you is the Seven of Cups. Now the Seven Cups though is basically is this person looking actually into a book, like a bookstore, what the picture shows, but it's dealing with you, with your spiritual life. All right, you have to basically step back, take a look actually at yourself, and see where your strong areas are within your spiritual life to be able to work more on. If there's more reading, do more reading. Again, you have to look exactly where you have to work actually on altogether. So that's for you. Alrighty. So again, hope those were good cards for you. Cheryl did type in amazing eagle energy. So yeah, yeah. All right. So we're gonna just go basically. Do you want to do one more reading or not, Eva? It's up to
Oh,
you.
that's fine.
Okay. All right. So what's gonna go on those? We're gonna do close down. We're gonna go to the session. Unfortunately, there's no promos tonight. Thanks for everybody that's actually being able to watch actually the live feed last week, so that did actually underneath my Facebook page of Divine Oracle Readings, and also be able to take part with the watching the video from us driving from Highway 21 in Ontario all the way up to the Trans Canada Highway. So we do say thanks a lot for what. But anyway, so while we were up north though, a lot of great things took place. Now on the Saturday that we drove up, we did have some stupid drivers actually that were very aggressive behind us. We had vehicles up in front of us. We were following with the traffic, but with the aggressive drivers, people though, if there's two lanes highway, take your time. Don't be in a rush. That's the best way to do. Because if you're in a rush, you're going to actually cause people actually accidents. Not only you, but people coming the other way with passing. But anyway, so it's on Sunday. The producer and myself, we were up in St. Joseph Island visiting family and friends. What we did though is we went to one of the cemeteries there. Now, last time though that we were there, we actually got the shell person. And last week though, we were talking about spiritual elements and different levels altogether, about being actually outside your body. So within the cemetery though, is what I tried to do. I tried to do a little bit of video because the very first time in the cemetery, what we did though is we got a shell person actually within inside the cemetery, but it wasn't really inside the cemetery. It was on the outside. Now, Eva, do you believe in Squatch, by any chance?
Swash?
Sasquatch, like Bigfoot.
Oh, I do. Yeah, but I'm not exactly sure. I go with some theories. My personal theory is it's a leftover that's wandering around, possibly a Neanderthal, or maybe even a Cro-Magnon.
Yeah.
I don't know. Now, I think I told you of this. I have a friend who has been studying Sasquatch throughout the United States. And him and his wife were here. And we were out on the porch, which no longer exists. But the porch had a railing on it. And we were just sitting there chit-chatting. And my mom called us in for lunch. We went back out. And Chuck says, "Oh my God, they're here." And on the railing was some rocks, and little rocks, pebbles about so big.
Yeah.
And sticks that were, pencil thin type thing, but they were sticks, and they were laid out in a little pattern on the railing. And he said, "You do realize you have a Sasquatch in the area?" It's like, "No, I didn't." He said, "There's the sign right there." So I don't know. I know it wasn't there when we went in, but it was there when we came out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I do believe it's possible. I do believe that there's something out there, but I don't know what it is. I haven't done enough
Research
on it.
Yeah.
From what my friend Chuck has said, I go with it is quite possible.
Yeah.
So your turn.
Yeah. So the reason why I'm asking that though is because we're still not too sure to date what we came across. Now, if you guys have watched actually Trevor's podcast to do with way back with Haunted Live podcast, he's actually interviewed somebody from Squatch. But anyway, so we've actually had some encounters up in this area. But what we did though is actually after just walking around, I decided to play basically those chanting, Indigenous chanting, because I'm actually Indigenous and the area is well known to be Aboriginal. So what had happened though is there's trees over top of me, and Trevor was actually back in the wide open area, but he had noticed though a hawk was flying over top of me. But I would say he was not really flying over top. He was basically circling around me. So, which I thought was pretty cool. Again, those going back to Cheryl and what Eva was talking about. Yes, we did actually have the hawk over top of me. So again, those like the card here. So that was really unique. But that morning though, before like the Sunday morning, before anything, I decided to go in the far back field and do some meditation. This is early in the morning. I would say roughly 7 o'clock in the morning. Went back, took tobacco back with me. And what had happened though is since I actually took the tobacco back, I was doing some meditating. I had one of the spirits turn around to me and say, "Thank you very much. You're very kind." That night, I think it was that night, if I am correct, producer, that his family came up and we were doing walks in the back field. You could still smell the tobacco that I placed in the certain area. It's very strong. So that's what actually took place actually back in this area. It was pretty cool. Now then, the next day later, we did a lot more great stuff actually all together. And sort of coming back down those, what we did those, we actually got gas actually at 159, and that was not $1. that there's, and so are you guys liters or gallons by any chance in the States?
I'm sorry, say again.
Are you guys liters or gallons?
Gallons.
Okay, all right. Then ours was actually liters, so we got ours actually for 159. But we drove around. We drove past one location that said 191, which is quite high. But before we got to the gas, we went to an area though that my ancestors were forced to go to school. I did bring tobacco to this location and candy for the children. So I see Eva's popping off. But now, Eva, do you know why I would bring children candy?
You're gonna have to say that again.
Do you know why I would have brought children candy?
No.
No. Okay, it's a peace offering for the children.
Okay.
Yeah.
I only caught part of what you said. I apologize.
That's all right. Sorry, it's all right. So yeah, I did bring
it again.
Sorry. In and out. All right, so I did bring candy. I was playing one of the apps. For those that want to know what the app it was Spirit Talker. You can download it absolutely free underneath your phone. But I had one of the children turn around to Trevor and myself and say, "Come back next time." So the children have actually welcomed us back for next time. But so this was actually one field, which was actually to do with the school of the boys. So there was a boy and a girls' school across from each other. The girls' school is still standing, but it's only ruins right now. What had happened though is while I was walking to the girls' school, I had a little child grab hold of my hand. I started chanting a song. I didn't even know what I was singing. So I actually had a child communicating through me within the song by the time I got to the girls' school. But driving to the school, I turned around to Trevor and I said to him, "I bet you right when we get there, I probably will cry." I don't know why I said that, but that's exactly what had happened. Was I started crying. Now I know the Pope is coming here to Canada on Sunday. He's supposed to be giving a big speech here in Canada and hopefully soon to the States also for what had happened to the Aboriginal Indigenous children within the schools with the burials. But again, I started crying, and I think it was the energy that was hitting me hard for what had happened. But we got back Tuesday. We had a really awesome time up there, And it was really good to be able to chit chat with Eva. Well, we were actually on the ship though that we took from Tobermory, Ontario, up to Warren, Ontario area. So we had to cross the river. Go ahead.
When you were at the ruins of the school where the children were,
Yeah.
did you feel sadness or did you feel release from the children?
I felt more sadness.
I'm sorry?
I said I felt more sadness. I felt the
Okay.
children be more sad. It's because what had happened to them.
Okay.
So, but again, those being there, it was really awesome though. Right, because just up the road from the former schools, there's also a cemetery up there where the churn is to get down. I wanted to stop there, but we had no time. We needed to be back down here in Southern Ontario by a certain time. It took us 9 hours to drive.
It's a long way.
Yeah. So again, those, like, all I can say though is, even though the pulp's coming this weekend, I've got mixed reviews, right? I got positive and negative reviews. Actually, emotions going through me. But again, those, if you have an orange shirt, wear your orange shirt. Show your gratitude. Show though that you care. There's more bodies being found every single day, more than what actually the press is giving out. So, but again, those, Eve and I work here for you guys. We're here to do readings for you guys. At the end of the video, though, I do say though, hey Chanchin, all right, we do have our email addresses. Send an email out to us if you guys like to get private readings done by us. We're here for you.
Definitely.
So
that was such a travesty. And not only in Canada, but in the United States. There are times I can't even talk about it. It upsets me so much because it's like there wasn't a need for it.
No. And the states though, the states just followed us Canadians though. We're the first ones to get started, right? Without us Canadians though, for the Aboriginal children, right? The states wouldn't have done what we did here in Canada. So I know it's fairly touching, but again, we're here, we do readings, right? My readings though, basically they are Aboriginal readings. Eva's readings still are a mixture of tarot with oracle.
Well, you have to remember too, that goes back with my heritage, because part of my heritage is Romaine or Gypsy, so it fits. Yeah. In fact, when I did the Renaissance fairs, I went as Gypsy lady, and at first it was hard to do, but then I began to speak like Gypsy lady, and everybody got a kick out of it.
Yeah, that would be cool to see you dressed up like that.
Oh, I had the whole gypsy type outfit. I did not have the big hoop earrings. No, I couldn't do that. But I did have like a bandana and a nice fancy vest and all kinds of stuff. And then of course you have to talk like Gypsy lady, or you're really not Gypsy lady. I don't understand how people cannot have that.
That's
and at the Renaissance fair that I was doing, which is the one that's in Holly, at that time it still wasn't one of the big ones, but the king was walking through, and I had just finished a reading. I didn't do readings to do readings, but more of a fun thing. So he stops and he gets this he says, "Are you going to give your king a reading?" Why would I want to give king reading? You know what you're going to do. You're going to have somebody come after me and tell me I've given you a good reading, whether I see it or not. You want a good reading? Go to someone else. And we had this thing going, and it went for 2 or 3 years. I'm back. I need a reading. The king needs a reading. Do I get to sit on throne when I do this?
Yeah, it's like
we just had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah. So
Sorry.
also, Sorry, sorry. Well, we were also up there. Trevor and I, we went down to one location, and it's basically those you can put your arm out and be able to touch the states. This is right where the ships come up, so there's a shipping lane, right? And they come so close in between the states and Canada because that's the only way how to get up. And there's one way down, which is on the other side of the island, which is over Michigan. But anyway, so it's while we were waiting for the ships, I did find some sweetgrass. And what I was doing, though, I was doing braiding, waiting for them. And the braiding, though, each time whenever you do a braid, you have to send the positive energy. So that's one thing I was doing, though, is I was constantly thinking about the positive energy going actually into the braid. Now, the other thing, though, is while we were actually up on this island, this gorgeous island, which is St. Joseph Island, for those that haven't checked it out, do check it out. There's 3 different counties altogether. But anyway, so on the family property, I did get some cedar. So the good thing, though, is actually making cedar tea from that. So just boil the water, put that actually in the catcher, and put it actually in set for 5 minutes. Now, the other thing is, so on Mackinac, that's the island, the Manitoba Island. Trevor and I, we were going up. We filled up actually on one of the reserves up there. They did have a shop in there. Now, before I went up, I was looking for moccasins. I didn't get moccasins still, but I got some wonderful slippers.
I love them.
So nice and fur right there. Yes, they are. They are gorgeous. So yes, that's what I got altogether. So yes, that's basically some of the stuff I got. Again, though, so I got bear oil from a drum. Able to find that finally. It's very hard to find, but I found a location that carries bear oil. The bear oil can also be used for medicine and also for the skins. So, but anyway, so we're gonna call it an early night. But again, those tune in next week. Let your friends know if you guys have any questions at all. Again, those check out for Eve and myself. There's links at the very end. You can send us personal emails. And congratulations to the winner, though, that actually won the contest last week. Underneath my personal Facebook page. How old will I be? She got the correct answer, and congratulations, Megan. So yeah. All right. Well, again, though, thanks, Eva, for popping in tonight.
Not a problem. You know I'm here.
Yeah, yeah, and hopefully it doesn't get hot again.
I'm sorry?
Hopefully it doesn't get hot again in weather.
I hope so, too. I don't know. They were putting it out there. We're going to have heat again next week. Well, you know what they say. When you're hot, you're hot.
Yes, and you're always hot, girl. So, all right. Well, thanks a lot, everybody, for tuning in tonight. Let's check us out next Friday. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, 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 hey,